So I will try, because I know what you guys do and I know this space really well, I will try not to skim over certain things. And so for me, you look at companies like PagerDuty and what you do for an operation, and I think it's incredible. It's really, really powerful. In particular, in our global best practice, we say that the first phase of your process in major incidents is the initial 15 minutes. And that's because when you have a slick, robust process, your people are well trained, the operation knows what it needs to do, and you are leveraging the right tools and technology, getting your first comms out within 15 minutes of a major incident is more than achievable. And that's something we work really hard on companies doing. And so when I look at something like PagerDuty, it's such a quick, positive impact you can have on your mean time to engage. Mobilizing the operation, it's the first thing, is getting everybody who needs to be involved. And obviously there's a lot more to it, but I know a lot of people who watch the podcast will be really interested in that one particular thing. So I don't suppose you have any numbers on kind of mean time to engage for people when they first come to you, so prior to an implementation of PagerDuty versus once they're actually using it, it's embedded in the operation, and how quickly they're able to transform the mobilization. Do you have any kind of numbers on that?
Yeah, well, and a couple things I'll note to that is one of these other kind of subtle nuances that we see in a major incident management process is the very traditional approach is, I don't know who we need, so let's get everybody. And so we're going to get, we talk to these big companies, and again, a lot of large banks I spend the time with, and we're going to get 50 people on a call, we're going to get 100 people on a call, and it's the first question is, okay, like how many of those people, who of those people are the ones that you need? And it's typically 4, 5, 6 people that are really the kind of the subject matter experts to be able to engage on that. And so that's one of the first things that we work on. It's even before the concept of, how fast can we get people engaged, is who are the right people that should be engaged and how can we get them engaged? And then the next piece is like, okay, how can we get them engaged faster? Now, we actually did an analysis with IDC a little bit earlier this year, and they saw through their research, again, this is kind of third-party research here, that they were actually seeing over a 70% reduction in the time it takes to over an 80% reduction in the time it takes to identify an issue, and over a 70% reduction in the time it takes to troubleshoot those issues. So those are pretty substantial impacts that we're seeing for customers. And I'll share with you one of the customers that I'm working with now is after a PagerDuty, and some of their teams are seeing a sub 1 minute engagement of many of their resources.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. So when you say to troubleshoot, you mean actually mean time to resolution, yeah? So actually to resolve a major incident.
Correct.
Wow, okay, that's pretty phenomenal. I mean, that's if you're, particularly for larger companies, you're mobilizing, like you say, 50. It's not uncommon that we engage with companies and they'll talk about having 100 people on a call, and I'm kind of head in hands, that's the last thing you need to be doing. But so that's a real cost. So for you guys to reduce that by a significant amount, that's incredible. That's money saved in different areas.